Look into a child's eyes. Tell me what you see. Reflections of their hopes and dreams, of what we're meant to be. We are born for greatness. Everyday greatness. Born for greatness. Every day, every day I feel born for greatness. Everyday greatness. Born for greatness. Every day, every day, yeah, yeah. There's a soul in every one of us, in every neighborhood, and I believe with all my heart, each soul is good. We are born for greatness. Everyday greatness. Born for greatness. Every day, every day I feel born for greatness. Everyday greatness. Born for greatness. Every day, every day, yeah, yeah. It isn't just a righteous start for all the world to see. We do great things every day, quietly. We are born for greatness. Everyday greatness. Born for greatness. Every day, every day, every day. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Dayton on this beautiful Memorial Weekend. I'm Christine Wilson, and I'm going to be assisting Reverend Linda, who's come back with us today. So let's begin by standing and singing Surely the Presence.
Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and grace. I can feel the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of
seated. We take this time to celebrate the Christ within each of us, knowing we are divine expressions of God, and we acknowledge this through lighting the Christ candle. Now let's say together our mission statement. We welcome all as we create loving community, teach universal truth, practice spiritual principles, and live life abundantly. And I'd like to invite Reverend Linda to come up for the opening prayer and affirmation.
Good morning. It's great to be here. Thank you for having me again. We're going to start out with the affirmation. And I'm going to read the affirmation, and then I'm going to ask you to think about this affirmation for 17 seconds. And then we will do the prayer. And I'll explain the 17 seconds later to anybody who doesn't understand. And the affirmation is hidden here. I now declare to be happy. I now decide to be happy. I now demand and declare that my subconscious use all of its intelligence to reveal my happiness. And now please spend the next few seconds thinking about that. Mother, Father God, infinite spirit, joy, love, light, happiness, peace, wisdom, all that God is, I am. Spirit moves through me, revealing the happiness, the joy, the gladness that is the truth of who I am and who each one of us are. And knowing this happiness, knowing this joy, knowing that it is all God and all good, I know that this time together is in absolute divine order. As the music is a blessing to hear, the message is what we need to hear, and the fellowship brings joy and love to our hearts. And in this place of joy, this place of happiness, this place of knowingness, I lovingly release these words to Spirit, knowing it is done, and so it is. Amen.
Is there anyone visiting us this morning for the very first time? Anybody at all? Hand up? Okay, awesome. Welcome. Our ushers will give you a welcome packet. And we want to welcome back Reverend Linda. So happy to see you again. And now we all get to welcome and greet each other. Handshakes, hugs. If you don't want a hug, if you don't want that space, maybe just the namaste bow. Thank you. We could all start finding our way back to our seats. remain standing because we are going to sing Thank You for This Day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Friends, thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Life, thank you for this life, Spirit. Thank you for this life. Thank you for this life, Spirit. Thank you for this life. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful life. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful life. Day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Say thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day.
Please be seated. Now we're going to run through all the announcements for today. Today is the last chance. If you have suggestions for the new name for our spiritual gifts shop, you may have noticed everything's been pulled out of there because it's going to be painted real soon. So if you have any suggestions, please get them on the sheet today because next week we will be voting for the new name. And that will be announced first time in the newsletter and then following on Sunday. And today after the service, Greg Foster, and I know you're here, there you are, would like to meet with anyone interested in the new community service team. This initial meeting is organize and decide an out project. Anyone excited about taking you out into the community is invited to join him today after the service about 12:20. Friday, June 2nd, that's this coming Friday at 6 o'clock, we will have a 1-hour training session for all volunteers working at both the Pride Festival and the Yellow Springs Street Fair. Since these are times when we're just left not really knowing how to explain unity, and we feel like we're not able to present it in a really positive, uplifting light, we know how valuable unity is in changing our world, so let's learn to share it the easy and relaxed way. If you're not working one of the festivals but want to learn how to speak unity, as well as understanding our inclusive language, you're welcome to join us Friday at 6 o'clock also. And then Saturday, the very next day, June 3rd, we will be participating in the Greater Dayton Pride Festival. Is Scott here? Scott is in charge, and if you haven't already hooked up with him, you want to volunteer, make sure you talk to Scott after the service. And next Sunday is Reiki Sunday. So plan to enjoy, relax into the healing energy from our Reiki practitioners. And we are excited to introduce, starting on the first Sunday of June, Sharing Sunday. This will be the first Sunday of each month. And we will invite you to bring items in good condition that you no longer need but would like to pass on to others. At the end of the day, any remaining items will be collected and donated. And as a result of doing this, we will no longer have the sharing shelves that are back in the first classroom. We do need someone to host this each month in order for it to continue. So if you're interested in doing that, there is a sign-up sheet in the lobby, or you can see me or Reverend Sharon. June 10th, we have the booth at the Yellow Springs Street Fair, which is always fun. Victoria Heron is in charge of that, and if you haven't already talked to her, you can catch up with her if you're interested in working at the booth. And then for 12 Fridays, beginning June 2nd at 10 a.m., You're invited to join Bob Coates. Bob, are you here today? There's Bob. All right, he's getting ready for this. It's a transformative book study on The Artist Way by Julia Cameron. There's more info and a sign-up sheet in the lobby, and books for this are available on Amazon. NGU, which is Next Generation Unity, will have an event after the service on June 11th. They will be setting intentions and creating vision boards with a twist. That is a group of young adults, 18 to 35, who share a common interest in unity principles and spiritual growth. Sunday, June 18th, which is also Father's Day, but we'll be able to squeeze this in before you go celebrate with your dads. We'll have an ice cream social following the service and a fireside chat with Reverend Sharon, where you'll be able to discuss exciting volunteer opportunities that you can do to support Unity of Dayton. All these are in the newsletter, on Facebook. Check them out. There's other things coming up. I just don't want to load it all up on you today. And that will be the announcements for today. So now you get to stand and sing today, and we're going to pay a tribute to Memorial Weekend by singing America the Beautiful.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesty, above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for pilgrim feet who stood in passion stress, a thoroughfare for freedom beat across the wilderness. America, America, God shine every flaw, confirm our soul in self-control, thy liberty in law. Oh, beautiful for heroes proved in liberating strife, who more than self their country loved, and mercy more than life. America, America, may God thy glorify, till all success be nobleness, and every gain divine. Oh, beautiful for patriotry that sees beyond the years, thine alabaster cities gleam, undimmed by human tears. America, America, God shed His grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Please be seated. The daily word for Sunday, May 28th, is comfort. Loving memories comfort me. There may be days or maybe even weeks on the calendar when I find myself mysteriously feeling melancholy or blue, only to realize the anniversary of someone or something I have loved and lost is approaching. Even when I don't realize it outright, a part of me remembers and responds. I can honor these feelings as a way to honor the people and places that have taught me and helped me evolve. Welcoming my feelings brings deep and abiding comfort. I carry those people and places I love with me in the things I do, keeping their spirit alive. Gradually, I find smiles within the sadness. Revisiting treasured memories reveal the love within the loss. The presence of God is found within the gift of each moment, and I find comfort through my grateful heart. And from Psalms 119, verse 76, let your steadfast love become my comfort, according to your promise to your servant. And the daily word is comfort. Now, as the music team prepares us for meditation, please settle in your seats and get comfortable.
So today we'll start with the message song so we can leave the lights up.
I stand before you now, pretending to be cool. But all the time I'm wondering if I'm looking like a fool. Will I be as perfect as I think I ought to be? When I'm not, what will you think of me? So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna stop reading other people's minds. I'm gonna look at the good that surrounds me. I'm gonna listen to my heart when it tells me what to do. Gonna notice every time a little dream comes true. I'll do all the living I've been missing when I stop, look and listen. Stop, look and listen. I was walking through the park, there was beauty all around, but I didn't see a thing, 'cause my eyes were on the ground. I didn't see the sun or the sky so blue. I was thinking days ahead of the things I had to do, drowning in stress and strain. I said it's time for me to make a change. I'm gonna stop reading other people's minds. I'm gonna look at the good that surrounds me. I'm gonna listen to my heart when it tells me what to do. Gonna notice every time a little dream comes true. I'll do all the living I've been missing when I stop, look and listen. Stop, look and listen. Oh, it's so hard to hear what my heart says to me when my mind is chattering constantly. Living in the past or in future plans means watching the present slip through my hands. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna stop reading other people's minds. I'm gonna look at the good that surrounds me. I'm gonna listen to my heart when it tells me what to do. Gonna notice every time a little dream comes true. I'll do all the living I've been missing when I stop, look and listen. Stop, look and listen. Stop, look and listen.
As always, absolutely wonderful, and thank you. When I was contacted about doing the service today, I believe I had just gotten home from a memorial service. No, it would have had to have been the next day because we had a wake, and it was a good thing my husband drove because I imbibed too much. But it was perfect for the person whose memorial service it was. He was one of the people who was a key point in the church I established in Cincinnati. And 2 days later, I get a text that another key person has been given 6 months. And this one I may cry on, a very dynamic young man who would have graduated from high school this week and was buried on a Friday and turned 18 the next Thursday, had passed away from a very, very strange illness. So I was thinking about, what am I going to speak on? And I thought, it's Memorial Day weekend, and I'm not the only one in this group, I'm sure, who's lost people. And we lose our military, on our police, and all types of people all the time. And it's not easy, it's hard. So what do? We grieve, and we make a choice. The choice to make is to be happy. I would love to tell you that when you get these principles down pat, crap stops happening. It doesn't. It continues to happen. Actually, last week was the 8th anniversary of the flood of the house that I live in, that we had been in a month when it flooded, and we're out of it for 6 months. I can't tell you how many sermons that was worth. And still has some, because, believe me, I learned. I really got how important our thoughts are. When I watched my neighbor have everything that could possibly happen go wrong, and for the most part, the vast majority of what happened to us was as good as it could be in the circumstances. And I know it was all the years I put in learning to live that way, and I was very glad to do it. And then after I decided I was going to speak on choosing to be happy, I went to a presentation at the Huber Heights Seniors on dealing with loneliness and depression. Are you aware that the Surgeon General of the United States has declared a crisis on loneliness and depression and isolation, especially among our teenagers? That 70% of them have less connection with others than they did 3 years ago. COVID has changed our lives. And I'm sure there's a few things that were good, but that's easier to remember the things that weren't. So we live in a time when we have to make a choice. And happiness is a choice. Joan Rivers said, I enjoy life when things are happening. I don't care if it's good or bad. It means you're alive. Things are happening. She also said, I'm no cook. When I want lemon on a chicken, I spray Pledge. I found a bunch of her quotes last week, and they were really good. So I looked to see what was remotely in connection with this. But that's true. Life happens. So what are we going to do? Think about it. How many of the things you have ever worried about actually happened. Unless you're a really, really great manifester and you worried about it to the time that it appeared. And I've seen that happen too. But most of what we spend all our time worrying about never happens. So what do? We make a new choice. We choose to be happy. We choose to experience joy. Fillmore says, joy is the happiness of God expressed through God-perfect ideal humans. Joy and gladness are strength-giving, especially if the mind is fixed on things of spirit. And this is an affirmation that was included, and I'm going to state it, and then I'm going to ask you to repeat it after me. The joy of the Lord is my strength. Please repeat it with me. The joy of the Lord is my strength. So we have a choice to live in joy. We have a choice to not live in joy. Ernest Holmes says, no living soul can contribute one iota of happiness or peace or health to your life, and no living soul can take one iota away, only as you allow it to flow through your consciousness. Eckhart Tolle said in one of his books, the one on relationship, I believe, that we never allow anyone to treat us worse than we treat ourselves. And I hate to tell you the red lights that went on at that moment when I read that statement, because I've let some people treat me pretty nasty. And I thought, well, I don't make that choice anymore. But happiness is a state of being or enjoyment of the good of life. In metaphysics, it means a state of inner peace, a consciousness of the goodness of God and the beneficial attitude of the universe, a realization that joy can come to each one of us. It has a definite effect on the mind, body, and affairs, a statement of permanent joy. It is never the will of God, our universal harmony, that we be unhappy. We have a right to any happiness of which we can conceive, provided that happiness hurts no one and is keeping with the nature of progressive life. Our Declaration of Independence even says that the pursuit of happiness is our right. So happiness is our right as a metaphysician and a member of the universe. Are we choosing to live that way? Or have we made a choice to do something different? Dr. Fred Peterson gave 4 tips on how to deal with depression and isolation. And he actually works just down the street here. He was one of my husband used to work with him many years ago at the Dayton VA. And he is a psychiatrist, a very well-educated one. But his prescription for fighting depression and loneliness is number 1, exercise. Now, I know we all love to hear that. But he recommends Tai Chi, which is a moving meditation exercise. He also says to keep your eyes, ears, and I added teeth healthy. That could be that I've spent a lot of time at the dentist lately. He says to learn new stuff. And there's all kinds of ways to learn new stuff. And if you're like me and are well over the age to go to the Senior Citizens Center, the one in Huber Heights has a lot of activities. It's not the one I go to, and I am a member of it. But they have a lot of things, including beginning Tai Chi and Qigong and a few other things. And then this one was the next two were a little bit of a surprise, and I thought, gee, I've been teaching this stuff a really long time. The third one was gratitude. Because boredom is defined as the lack of appreciation. So we need to remember to be grateful. We need to keep the gratitude journals. We need to make a conscious effort to be grateful. Because there's always something to be grateful for. And we get so busy in life, we forget to look and appreciate. So I am encouraging you to remember to be grateful. And the fourth one is actually meditation. Again, if you're into moving meditations, the Tai Chi and Qigong are both good ways of meditation. But I've shared this list with both of my line dancing classes. Line dancing is the only exercise that I can include the words Linda, exercise, and like in the same sentence. Other than regular dancing. The two songs y'all played this morning were great West Coast swings. If my husband had been here, we might have had to dance. But, okay, so exercise. You learn something new. And some days, everything we do is new, even if we've done it 8 times. And I'm very grateful for the opportunity to do it. I am grateful for the teachers that we have. One of my instructors actually lives in Yellow Springs and drives to Troy twice a week to teach line dancing. I'm very grateful for her. And years ago, I was complaining to somebody that I didn't understand why I needed to exercise because I danced so much. At that point in my life, I was actually dancing 7 nights a week, so I did dance a lot. This was before I went to ministerial school, to say the least. And somebody looked at me and said, no, your dancing is your meditation. And to some degrees, it probably is. So that's 3 things we can do. Exercise, learn new stuff, be grateful, and express that gratitude, and meditation. Those are things we teach in these teachings. Those are the things we are encouraged to do and embrace every day. And if we do those things, it also, especially if we go out and, like mine and line dance, or you go someplace where people are, it helps with the isolation. One of the articles I read said most people, or many people, spend less than 30 minutes a day interacting with another person. We were used to spend at least an hour or 2 hours a day interacting. But we have so many people, like my daughter now works from home. The only person she basically sees is her husband and her daughter and grandsons and daughter-in-law. And speaking of things that make us happy, my oldest great-grandson turned 4 today. And he's in Indianapolis, so we didn't make it over to see him. But I had sent him a gift and a card, and I got the sweetest audio recording a while ago of him telling me thank you. And it made me smile, and it made me happy. So I want you to think, because we're going to do a little bit of that towards the end of this, but I want you to think, what makes you happy? What makes you smile? What makes you truly know that you enjoy life? I shared this with my line dance classes, and one of the women said, you know, my husband is 85, and he is at the point in his life where he is totally withdrawing. And there's nothing, really nothing he wants to do. And she said, I asked him if it bothered him that I was gone so much, And he said, no, I kind of like it because I don't have to deal with any crap. She said that kind of hurt, as I'm sure it did, because she cares about him and she wants him to hang around a while longer. He may be ready to go on to whatever the next experience is, but that's hard to deal with. And I honor her that she chooses to do something she enjoys. Like she does several things that she does, but that really brings her joy so that she is better able to be there to support him. And when you're supporting someone in illness or the last part of their lives, one of the things you have to do is continue to take care of yourself and continue to find ways to be happy and to stay happy. When one of the things I was looking for something on Charles Fillmore on happiness, and he talked about singing and the importance of singing. And it feeds our soul. And one of the songs that I think is one to remind us to be happy is by Bobby Ferrin, McFerrin, McFerrin. And it's called Don't Worry, Be Happy. And it's a silly little song, but there are some really key points in it. He says, in every life we have some trouble, but when you worry, you make it double. Don't worry, be happy. And then he goes on with some other things like being unable to pay the rent and some things like that. But he said, when you worry, your face will frown, and that will bring everybody down. So don't worry, be happy. Don't worry, be happy. Now listen to what I say. In your life, expect some trouble, but when you worry, you make it double. Don't worry, be happy. Put a smile on your face, because we don't want to bring everybody down. We want to be the person that is so happy people look at us like we're weird. And enjoy that we are a banner for how we can live our life. Because it is a choice. Everything we do is a choice. But happiness is one we make a conscious effort to do for it to happen. Holmes says there's no success in life without happiness. Without happiness, all living is a failure. There is no success without an inner sense of security or a sense of worthiness, without a complete conviction of the eternal evolution of our own soul. Choosing to be happy is about the evolution of our soul and how we live our life and how we continue to live it. The funeral that I had been part of, that I had left when I got this email wanting to know if I was available, Dennis was buried in a tie-dye shirt. And his wife was there in her tie-dyed shirt and her shorts, because that's who they were. And going to the Mexican restaurant afterwards and drinking a lot of margaritas was also who they were. But there was, and Dennis had a really, really rough 3 years. And it was a blessing for him to go, for his physical body. We all feel the pain of him going, and we miss him. It's like when my mother passed. Yes, I miss her. Is there any way that I wanted her not to pass when she did? No, because she wanted to go. She was done. And I miss her still to this day. Every once in a while, I'll start to pick up the phone to call her. And I probably always will. But my sadness was for me. It wasn't for her. My sadness for the young man was not so much for him, but for his parents. That was where I would just tear me up to think about it. It still does. But it's, so we choose to be happy. And in order to choose to be happy, we have to make a conscious effort to shift between our ears. We have to let go of worry. We have to let go of guilt. We have to let go of yes buts. We have to let go of all the stuff that keeps us stuck where we are, that accomplishes nothing in our spiritual unfoldment other than giving us something to work through. And sometimes we need that. Because we have to know sometimes where we've been to realize how far we've come. And to embrace the good in our life. And to be able to smile when your great-grandson sends you a text and says, I liked what you gave me. And I put out some list of some things that we can do to kind of help us remember to be happy. The first one is stop complaining. Edwin Gaines is one of my favorite teachers. And in her book, Four Spiritual Laws of Prosperity, she talks about giving up complaining and sarcasm for 21 days. And if you do either one of them in those 21 days, you start all over. She makes the comment that she thought she was a great conversationalist before she gave up sarcasm and complaining and realized she had nothing to say. Do fun stuff. Look at videos of kiddies on TV having fun, or little kids, or whatever makes you laugh and grin. Do it. I mean, you've got the internet to look at. You've got the television to look at. You can get YouTube on the TV. There's no excuse not to find something to laugh about. I will tell you that my Alexa tells some of the crummiest jokes I have ever heard. It's almost like, okay, whatever. They're the worst. They're worse than bad dad jokes. And when my sister and I are a year apart, and when we went away to college, I got a note from back in the days when you actually wrote letters, my mother sent us a letter and said for excitement the night before, she and my dad had changed chairs. So, anything can be different. Walk in your house through a different door. Get it's perspective. Come here on Sunday morning. Enjoy what Reverend Sharon has to say. Enjoy the people who are here. Take part. I mean, you have a whole list of activities. Drumming is a great way to beat stuff out. I highly recommend. I actually do cardio drumming at least once a week, sometimes twice. But it is a good way. Read an inspirational book. Read a book that's funny. One of my favorite authors is Janet Ivanovich, and her books will make me laugh out loud. And then my husband will ask me what's funny, and I've just spent 200 pages getting to this laugh, and he wants to know what it is, and I can't even explain it. But it's worth it to me because it's fun. So what I want you to do now is to take the next minute or so, maybe close your eyes and just rest. And think about what makes you happy. What makes you smile? What makes your eyes sparkle? What truly brings you joy? And our affirmation again. I now decide to be happy. Say that with me. I now to decide to be happy. I now declare and demand that my subconscious use all its intelligence to reveal my happiness. I now declare and demand that my subconscious use all of its intelligence to reveal my happiness. And just sink into this happiness. Whatever it is, just feel it fill every fiber of your being. How you breathe easier, how your body is lighter, how your eyes sparkle with joy. Just embody it and see it. The 17 seconds, according to Abraham Hicks, is the combustion point. If you can think only about one thing for 17 seconds, truly embody it will manifest. So take this time and manifest joy and happiness. Mother, Father, God, infinite Spirit, the love, the joy, the happiness, the wisdom, the health, vitality, the wholeness, that is God, that is Spirit, breathes every breath and beats every heart. This infinite oneness that is God is the oneness that is each one of us. As the love of God, the joy of God, the peace of God, the happiness of God, the health, vitality, wholeness of God is the truth of the day for each one of us. As we really willingly release anything that is not Spirit, not God, not joy, peace, wisdom, prosperity, wholeness, dynamic energy, dynamic knowingness, we release anything unlike God from our experience in this moment. We embody it. We allow it to be every cell of our being. This joy, this peace, this wisdom that is the truth of God and the truth of each one of us. And I know that it is so and done. And in gratitude and thanksgiving, I lovingly release these words to Spirit. And so it is. Amen.
There is only love. There is only love. Love that heals, love that sets us free. There is only love. There is only love.
I invite the ushers to come forward. And as they're doing that, let's take out our tithes, our offerings. It's our opportunity to support this ministry that keeps us happy, that keeps us loving, keeps us together. Let's hold your offerings and affirm together with me. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Gratitude before me, Gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 Gratitude before me, gratitude behind me, gratitude to the left of me, gratitude to the right of me, gratitude above me, gratitude below me, gratitude within me, gratitude all around me. I'm so grateful. 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 I'm so grateful.
Invite Reverend Linda to accept our offerings today.
Those of you who have heard me speak know I always bless the electronic offerings too. So this is the symbol of the electronic offerings because I think it's important. Mother, Father, God, thank you for this day. Thank you for this congregation and their willingness to serve and give. Thank you for these tithes and offerings as we bless the givers as well as the receivers. Knowing as this goes forth, it blesses every life it touches. And as it returns, it blesses every life it touches as it returns tenfold. We are so grateful to know the power and love and joy of Spirit. And we bless this offering. We bless this time together. And so it is. Amen. Thank you.
Today being the last Sunday of the month, it's also Birthday Sunday. So anybody who had a birthday in the month of May, please come on forward, come up front so we can sing happy birthday. Oh, come on, there's got to be some other May birthdays. There we go. Okay, Patty. Does she need help?
All right, everybody ready?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you and many more.
83 years young. Right. Okay, as our birthday babies go back to their seats, I do know we have one child here today somewhere. Can we bring him in? Okay. Let's all sing, You Are Walking in the Light.
You are walking in the light, in the light, in the light. You are walking in the light of God. In the light, 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 in the light of God.
Let's say together our blessing. What's his name? Kieran. I should know that. Our blessing for Kieran and all the children that are becoming here soon. Together, we love you. We bless you. We behold the Christ in you, and we love you just the way you are, one with God. Let's all, if you'd like to join hands, or at least stand, and we will sing, Let There Be Peace on Earth.
Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me. Now there is peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as the power, family are we. Now I walk with my family in perfect harmony. Peace has begun with me, and this is the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Now there is peace on earth, and it has begun with me.
And our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you. Have a wonderful Memorial Weekend.
Bum, 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 bum.
Religion is kindness, my church is nature, my God is a feeling that lives deep inside. My job is to be conscious, my path is forgiveness, my religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. Everyone has a story, everyone has pain. When we strip away our masks, we find we really are the same. Those little things say and do that can mean so much. It's a smile, a connection, simple loving touch. My religion is kindness, my church is nature, my God is a feeling that lives deep inside. My job is to be conscious, my path is forgiveness, my religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. Today I'm gonna ask myself, what more can I do to be a radiant child of God and let my love shine through? Gonna let my heart be my guide to give the best of me. Gonna share my joy, share my love, give it boundlessly. My religion is kindness, my church is nature, my God is a feeling that lives deep inside. My job is to be conscious, my path is forgiveness, my religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. Jack and Jill went up the hill to fetch a pail of water. When Jack fell down and broke his crown, Jill came running after. Said, Jack, tell me, what can I do to help you ease your mind? Said, hold my hand and just be kind, and I know I'll be fine. My religion is kindness, my church is nature, my God is a feeling that lives deep inside. My job is to be conscious, my path is forgiveness, my religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. My religion is kindness. is kindness, and I practice it every day. My religion is kindness, and I practice it every day. My religion is kindness, and I'm gonna practice it every day.
Thank you, Nolan. Thank you. Thank you, Nick. Oh my gosh, that was wonderful. You were just wonderful.